Hello, Leo, and welcome to your February forecast. I hope that this month has kicked off to a great start for everyone, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming through for you as far as insight, energy, and opportunities over this month. As you know, I like to begin each reading with some channeled information. The way that I arrive at the channeled information is I select a deck of cards, I meditate over that, and I see what comes through for your sign in the way of symbology, images, and any sort of messages. Your message this month was that of freedom. In relationships, freedom can indicate allowing people the space that they need to sort of just be and exist and feel things out, but it can also be the freedom to make their own choices. So as a parent or as a boss or as a friend, this is saying that really making sure that you're focusing more on your own energy, your own life at the moment, giving people the space and the freedom that they need to do the same. Because what it ultimately does is allows people to show up and be more accountable. And any sort of threads of codependency tend to sort of disintegrate when you allow people to have that freedom, when you trust them. So there's trust and freedom, and they kind of go hand in hand. The other thing is free will. Your own free will to decide to sort of make movement in your life in a direction because you want to, because your heart is saying that you need to, your soul is saying that you need to, and knowing that the accountability also sits with you. So freedom, with great freedom comes great responsibility and also sort of accountability. And so looking at freedom almost as if it were this crystal, there's a lot of different sides to it, right? It's not simply the ability to be free. It's what does that freedom mean? What am I going to do with it? How am I going to let other people in my life sort of experience that as well? So this month, I want you to open up your mind, open up the space around you, feel free to kind of make the changes you need to make, and also give that same opportunity to those around you, because freedom seems to be something that's going to be very important to your sign, and see how that works personally for you. But the main thing that I saw was this sort of outstretching energy, almost as if you had wings or if you were gliding or flying. And so once you open up to where the freedom can take you, there is this sense of ease, of being able to glide into the next situation. All right, let's look at the cards and see how they may add additional threads of information to what we just talked about. So we'll begin with past, present, and future. And one change that I'm making this month is I'm going to pull all of the cards at the same time, which will negate the need for me to pull the camera up and down. I'll only have to do that a couple of times. All right, so let's look at your past, present, and future influences for this month. Now let's take a look at your catalyst card, which is going to affect not only what we see here, but also the expanded forecast. And let's go ahead and expand that forecast and see what additional messages will come through in health, wealth, love, and destiny. All right, I'm going to pull each card up and talk about it, and then don't worry, at the end I will pull the camera down so you can see this full spread of cards. In the crowning position, we have a resource card titled Money that's in reverse. What's interesting if we look at it in its upright position is it shows that sometimes things of value are hidden out of sight. Also, sometimes it takes time for them to grow because these come through as sort of a reaping type card and a chance to sort of sow new seeds. So there's a seasonal sort of message here, which is wherever you're at right now, it's not necessarily going to indicate where you're going to be at the end of this year. There's a lot of shifting, a lot of volatility going on. We've talked about that. You only need to kind of turn on the news to see it as well. But what I'm looking at this card as being is balance in your resource allocation. Time, energy, money. Some of you are putting too much energy in work. Some of you might have no work and you have all of this free time. So finding ways to achieve a balance, to try to find a balance where maybe it's very hard for that to exist. Also realizing that what we're seeing here is delayed but eventual growth and nourishment coming through. So for many of you, it's saying it's 2 to 3 months of stagnation followed by growth. So this month is about being conservative. For those of you that are trying to figure out how to spend money, I would say if you have extra, save it. If you have someone who you can help, if you're in a sort of philanthropic position and you can assist someone, then this could be a place where you can put it. But otherwise, this is about looking at the long-term forecast and looking for money or money-making opportunities in unusual places, because I'm really looking at the hidden component of this card. So I want you to kind of look around your life and think, what am I doing or what am I not doing where there's an opportunity to have more growth, more abundance, and I want you to kind of explore that, because I think that's where there's a chance for you to kind of deal with some of the challenges that you might have with abundance this month, and that can be great. For the rest of you, it's balancing things out, balancing out time and work, balancing out your accounts, making sure that you're not borrowing more than you can spend, and looking for, again, ways that you can take things around you possibly and utilize those resources better. So this is a month to pinch pennies, but to also know that you don't want to kind of feel that it's going to forever be this way. Know that it's 2 to 3 months, and then it looks like there'll be a little bit of shift for many of you. When we started off the reading, the channeled message was all about freedom. It's not a surprise that your first card here is a relationship card. So looking at past influences and also what's kind of coming through at the beginning of the month, there's a chance to really look at how you feel in all of your relationships and kind of exercise all of those types of freedom. Freedom of choice, free will, allowing people to kind of come and go as they need. And I feel like with 6 of Cups, this is a message for children in your life, also people from the past, old friends, or people that you just have a really close kinship with, whether they're blood or relatives, or just good friends in your life. I feel like there's a need for you to give people space and give them time to think. And in that ability to think, they can sort things out. There'll be a little less tension. And I think that's going to kind of create the calmer waters that we see within this card. This particular 6 of Cups focuses on the emotional component of it rather than just normally you see children or nostalgia as being part of that. So I really want you to check in with any sort of baggage that you or others may be holding. It could be positive, like longing to reconnect and just knowing that it's going to be a great reunion whenever you do. Or it could be negative, where there was maybe a conversation or some shared words that you guys had in the past and it just didn't end well and sit well. So this is a chance to resolve, clear, and calm those waters. And in doing so, you get this sense of renewal. And this really goes right hand in hand with the channeled information. The Fool card comes through when we have a choice and a chance to try something, but it can often be risky or sort of undefined moment in time where we have to take a leap of faith. The card was reversed, and so for some of you, there is a danger this month, and for some just a need to sort of think things through. And I think it's good to think things through, but you don't want to go so far that you miss a window. So be cognizant of how often this sort of opportunity might come across your path. Be cognizant of whether the reaction that you're having is one of just being careful or being afraid. And if necessary, do a little bit of research, and then at a certain point realize that, as with every big decision in life, whether it's deciding to start a relationship, end a relationship, move, buy something, basically any big decision in your life always involves a little bit of risk, a little bit of faith. And this is saying have faith in yourself. Once you've done all of your homework, once you've checked in with your heart and soul, you'll know what to do, and you have to move forward. The Fool is a card of movement. There's independence associated with it as well. So some of you may find yourself in a position this month where you have to go forward without maybe having a large group behind you to support you. So it can be fun and entrepreneurial. It can also be a little bit scary because you feel exposed. Sort through that and just know that this is part of growth. Sometimes you have to push forward even if it's uncomfortable. And ultimately what this is doing is allowing you to break free from any stagnation. We have the Hanged Man. It's in reverse, however, in the future. And that's a good card. And especially when we look at 6 of Cups upright, the Fool reverse, the Hanged Man reverse, what I'm seeing here is the ability to Look at risk, look at opportunity, move forward, and break any cycles of stagnation. That's really what's in front of your sign this month. But fear or personal choice could take you down a more conservative path. Just make sure that it isn't negating growth opportunity for you. And try to have some fun this month too, because the Fool card typically is one where you are looking at life and looking at opportunities with a sense of freedom, of irreverence, of playfulness, and that also carries through with the Six of Cups card, which is usually showing children in it. So if you can get past whatever emotional things are going on, make some time for yourself, have a little bit of fun with whatever ambiguity or change is happening, then you can really embrace the growth that is presenting itself this month. As we look at your message for health this month, we have the word heal, it's reversed, and if you look at the imagery on this card, it's really about breaking through any sort of tendencies in your life or I would say habits in your life that seemed at the time to be helping, but ultimately could be pulling you further off the path than you want to be. So breaking free of addictions, breaking free of any sort of toxicity that you might be attached to, and then also just general healing. The fact that it's reversed means that it's going to take a little bit longer than you expect. It also means for those of you that might be in generally good health to focus on grounding, because this is very much kind of attached to the root chakra, and to be careful, because I'm looking at this kind of lighting up around the lower extremities, around the knees and the feet. So watch your footing this month. Make sure that if you're walking late at night, you're not sort of looking at your phone. If you're driving as well, you're not distracted. So this is speaking to your ability to be focused on the task or tasks at hand, to be very careful of what's in front of you, whether you're driving or walking, just being very careful of the periphery. And then when it comes to diet or again, any sort of toxic substances that you might be putting in your body, this is a great month to break free of that addiction and to make a clean start, clean slate. As we look now at wealth, which is not just money, but also how you're embracing opportunities in front of you and also how you're attracting or pushing them away. We have take flight, which is a beautiful sort of synchronistic message with what I said earlier, which was that idea of gliding or flying or freedom. And so there is an opening in your finances, or for some of you, a new job opportunity that comes through. It could be exhilarating, it could be risky, it could be a lot of fun. And what you want to do, if you look really close, it almost looks like a butterfly or a dragonfly here at the center, which is also connected with this card as well. So what I'm seeing here is a chance for you to really embrace what's in front of you and to meet it as a growth opportunity. Rather than being afraid, you notice this Fool is kind of thinking, this could be fun. I'm going to see where it takes me. So there's a metamorphosis, a growth opportunity in money. And this also speaks to those of you that have been frustrated with where it's been. So if you've had stagnation, if there's been negative growth or debt, this is a chance for that to grow or to expand into a positive space, but it probably means that you're going to have to take a look at it and reconfigure the way that you've been approaching your business, your money, or your finances. In doing so, though, growth and repair happens. And I think that this health card, which is a mind, body, spirit card, and spirit is what attracts or detracts opportunities, they go hand in hand. So as you heal yourself, you heal your money, and you also sort of attract healthier situations in your life. Looking now at love, which is not just romantic relationships, but how you're connecting on a heart level to everyone in your life. It says, take your power back. And if I read the caption, it says, use your power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So this is an interesting card. With this, it's not so much about putting your position or your rank or kind of like using that to your benefit. It's more about owning the power that you already have internally and allowing people to see you kind of in how you hold yourself, how you speak, and how you react to anything that they're doing to test your power. Letting them see that and let that be the way that they understand, oh, this isn't a person I'm going to mess with. They actually know who they are, what path they're on. I'm going to go mess around with this person instead, because they're not sitting confident and assured in who they are and what they're doing. So the more you know who you are, the more you approach people in a place of neutrality but strength, the less likely they are going to be attracted to you if they want to sort of take advantage of you or whatever. If there's been anyone in your life that in the past you've allowed to kind of take power, I use this because it is an allowance thing a lot of times, except for people that are young and can't fight for themselves. But if it's, a lot of times as adults, we sometimes think of people as powerful when they're really just someone that we're allowing to step in. So what I want you to do this month is start to chip by chip, block by block, start to put yourself back together and think, no, this isn't going to happen anymore. And it isn't something that happens like that, but as it slowly starts to evolve, you're going to feel better. This person isn't going to know how to kind of react with you. And eventually, if you're consistent in your verbal and nonverbal messaging, they're going to just fade away. Or again, I feel like they're going to move on to someone else who isn't evolving in the same way that you are. And again, when we're looking at all of these beautiful butterflies, moths, and dragonflies that I'm seeing in this, and I got that message of spreading your wings. For you, maybe taking freedom and taking your freedom back and thinking, I don't want this anymore. It could be as simple as filing for divorce or stepping away from a friendship or quitting a job for some of you. And it's okay, again, because what is this? The wings, the freedom. This whole spread is filled with wings and your opportunity. So let's look at the outcome card. This is a wordy one, so I'll try to read it fast. But for me, the outcome card is, I call it destiny. It's really a GPS and a chance for you to sort of check in and see where you're at. I have to look at this first because they didn't understand the power of brevity here. It says, my capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power that I need when I am lost. So as I look at this, trying to pick even the words that kind of pop out here, energy of love. So no matter what people in your life are doing, you always want to exist in that frequency of love. Feel things in a heart space. Does it feel right? What they're saying, does it sort of resonate here, or do you think that there's something between the lines? So that's the first thing, the energy of love. Are they in that frequency? And if they aren't, then it's time to move away from that person or push some love around them, because that's probably what they're seeking. And then words that I need when I'm ready to speak up. Okay, this is about your power. I would also say with this, especially because this is so darn wordy, less is more, because when I look at this, it's too much. And I think that's part of the message here. Tone it down and tune it down a little bit. Try to get into a space where I can understand it in a few words, because people around you could lose focus if you're just continuing to talk, right? So listen as much as you talk. Use your words wisely. Make sure that they are, speaking of tuning, in a highest possible frequency. And then the last thing that we're looking at here is compassion, making sure that how you react with others is on a scale and a frequency of compassion, trying to put yourself in their shoes, even if they're doing something that you don't agree with. That will be very helpful. And then both of these have a message of power when I am lost. You already have the power that you need. Again, I think I referenced The Wizard of Oz last month. So this is another echo of that, which is you have the strength, the power, and the independence, and the freedom that you need. This is just the month to reclaim that God-given collection of gifts. So let's now turn the camera down, look at everything, summarize it, and we'll wrap it up. As we look at the top card here, we talked about resources. It says money. The card is reversed, but I see money also indicative of time, energy, and the literal sort of currency that you would use to represent those. Balance it out. Know that this is a slower month, but this is also a seasonal type thing. It can and it will shift. So prepare for the future. Don't focus so much on what's holding you back or not allowing you to move forward, because that's what we're seeing here. Really interesting at the beginning of the month to focus on the weight of emotions, positive or negatively, from the past, trying to diffuse that a little bit so that you can be in a place of joy. The constant message between the Fool and the Six of Cups is that of having fun, being in the moment, not living too much in the past, actually embracing what's in front of you, not missing an opportunity that literally is in front of your face because this card is reversed. If you do that, then you'll be able to break free. And there's also a consistent message between possibilities here and what you need on a mind, body, spirit level to be healthier. This is a month of healing. Take whatever it is that's holding you back, release it, let the shackles, let the chains go away, much like, was it Marley in A Christmas Carol? You can always choose to remove these if you have the foresight to know that, hey, I've been doing things that are creating weight to my energy, to my spirit. Okay, Marley actually was helping Ebenezer, but you know what I'm saying. All right, as we're looking at wealth, we have take flight. So there's a risk, there's a chance, there's an opportunity. Weigh it out, see if it feels good. Don't let fear hold you back. when we're looking at love and relationships, it's all about power and knowing that you have it and you don't have to show it or flex it to actually create a change. It's an internal shift that's going to happen for you. Honestly, the more I look at this, I want you to be careful with what you say. There are so many words here. And by the way, this was reversed when I first pulled it up. But I think the important takeaways when I'm looking at this are that everything needs to exist with the frequency of love. Fewer words, please. Operate from a place of compassion and realize that the power that you may think that you've given away, it actually was there all along. I'm just here to help you see that and help you understand that people in your life, particularly when you're older, you know that there is a sort of an unspoken agreement that sometimes you're just going to let people get away with stuff. This month, hold them accountable. Be strong in your power, and if you need to walk away, it's okay. Do it. That is your free will. That is your choice. And they played their own role in you making that decision as well. So I hope you got what you needed this month. I also hope you enjoyed the new format. I certainly did. It was really fun and exhilarating to read with a new format, and I think that the brevity here is going to allow you to consume it a little bit easier. If you ever want more of an in-depth reading, feel free to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. The first link below the video will allow you to check out rates and availability. Each month, I usually run a special, so you can check that out as well. If you would simply like to make a difference in this channel and support programming like this, I'm going to put some information at the bottom of this screen here, and you can join me either on Patreon or do a one-time donation, knowing that that's going to make a big impact in allowing me to create unique videos, whether it's intuitive development or sort of these monthly videos where I help you sort through all of the ups and downs of the month. And I really enjoy doing it, but your support makes it possible. So please know that I appreciate it. If you'd like to do something else that also supports me, but that doesn't require any sort of input from you economically, you can simply just like, subscribe, and share the videos. That's the simplest way to kind of make a difference. And join me, please, on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I also have a newsletter. So any and all of that, if it suits you, thank you very much. Otherwise, I like to end everything on just a note of gratitude. I'm here to help whoever needs the help and hopefully give you the sense of empowerment. Much like the cards that we saw in front of us, you already have the power that you need to move forward. What's important this month is to embrace these opportunities, because there was a common thread of being able to change, kind of work through a metamorphosis, take flight, and to move past this feeling of being stuck. So I really hope that you're able to navigate and to expand and to spread your wings. I wish you all the best now and always. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. See you soon.